Mythological creatures appear in stories from every corner of the world. But what if these legends weren't born from pure imagination? What if they were inspired by real beings that once roamed the earth, or still do today? As more video and photo evidence continues to surface, some of this footage suggests these creatures may exist beyond the pages of fiction. That's exactly what we're exploring today. Number 7. Dragons. Dragons rank among the most famous mythical creatures in history. They appear in almost every mythology across the globe. Asian countries hold them in especially high regard, where they carry deep cultural meaning. These legendary beasts have fascinated humans for thousands of years. Believing a real dragon exists sounds insane, but some video clips claim to show exactly that. One clip shows a person exploring an untouched cave. As they moved deeper, things turned strange. Eggs lay scattered across the ground. Skeletons covered the floor. Something had clearly been living there. The footage ends with something terrifying. What looks like an actual dragon lurking in the shadows. Here's the thing though, we'd probably notice a dragon flying around, right? It's massive. It breathes fire. It has enormous wings. Someone would spot it pretty fast. Therefore, the idea of one just hiding in a cave seems hard to believe. But think about it differently. Our planet still has unexplored places. Deep caves remain untouched. Remote regions stay hidden from human eyes. This footage is probably fake. Still, it makes you wonder what could be hiding in places humans haven't reached yet. Number 6. Kraken. The Kraken is a legendary sea monster from Norse mythology. It's said to be massive, big enough to drag entire ships underwater. Sailors described it with long tentacles like a giant squid. Back in April 2016, something strange was found on Google Earth. A user spotted a huge shape in the ocean. It looked like it could be alive. Using the Google Ruler tool, they measured it. The object appeared to be around 100 feet long. That's longer than most whales. But here's what made people really curious. The midsection of this shape looked exactly like a giant squid. Therefore, many started wondering if this could actually be the Kraken. The discovery got so much attention that the Daily Mail wrote about it. Mostly conspiracy theorists believe it's real, but others think it might just be a rock formation or a glitch in the imaging. Scientists say giant squids can grow up to 43 feet. This thing was more than twice that size. Therefore, if it is a squid, it would be the largest one ever seen. So what do you think this really is? A legendary monster, a trick of the camera, or something we haven't discovered yet? Number 5. Werewolves. Werewolves exist in almost every culture around the world. These mythical beasts look like regular people during the day, but when night falls, especially under a full moon, they transform into bloodthirsty, terrifying wolves. Nobody knows if they're real, but the stories have scared people for centuries. This next footage is absolutely terrifying. Someone captured a massive wolf hiding deep in the bushes. The man who uploaded this video makes a bold claim. He says this is a real werewolf. According to him, the creature keeps showing up near his house at night. He got tired of living in fear. Therefore, he set up a camera to catch it. After waiting patiently, he finally got his proof on video. Take a closer look at this beast. Its eyes seem to glow in the darkness. This creature looks exactly like the werewolves from our childhood fairy tales. The resemblance is impossible to ignore. Perhaps these monsters are actually real. They could be living among us right now. Therefore, be careful out there. Stay far away from forests at night, especially during a full moon. Number 4. Yeti. The Yeti is a giant ape-like creature. It lives high in the snowy Himalayas mountains. People call it the abominable snowman because of its thick white fur. Science says the Yeti is just a myth, but there is video footage that might prove otherwise. In the Adygea Republic of southwestern Russia, a group of guests stayed at a mountain hut. One night they heard something strange, footsteps, then the crunching of snow outside. Therefore, they went to investigate the sound themselves. What happened next was shocking. A tall creature stood waiting in the darkness. Then it quickly fled into the night. The group wanted proof. Therefore, they made a plaster cast of a giant footprint left behind in the snow. But Russia is not the only place where the Yeti has been spotted. Similar sightings happened in Pennsylvania in the United States. The creature was even captured on camera at night once. Locals reported hearing strange noises after dark more and more often. One couple even claimed they saw a Yeti right in their own backyard. Could this legendary creature actually be real? Number 3. Moby Dick. Moby Dick is a famous giant white whale from a classic novel, but many people wonder if this creature was actually real. The story was inspired by true events involving a massive white sperm whale. The novel tells the tale of George Pollard, He sailed his boat in the Pacific Ocean. One day, a huge white sperm whale rammed into his ship, but this whale was never spotted again. Another giant white whale was seen in the Pacific Ocean during the 19th century. It was called Moby Dick. A story was written about this whale too. Therefore, giant white whales did exist long ago. But what about today? Do massive white whales still swim in our oceans? It seems they do. Recently, someone accidentally spotted a huge white whale. Everyone immediately called it the real Moby Dick. Albino whales are extremely rare. Therefore, it was a big surprise to capture one on camera. The man who was lucky enough to photograph the whale could not believe his eyes. He said it was a dream come true to encounter such a creature. After all these years, the legend of Moby Dick might actually be swimming in our oceans right now. Number 2. UMIBŌZU. The ocean is terrifying on its own, but legend says something far worse hides beneath the waves, a creature called the UMIBŌZU. This monster comes from Japanese folklore. Its name means sea monk. The most frightening part? It doesn't appear during violent storms or in the dead of night. Instead, it reveals itself when the waters suddenly go still. Silence becomes the warning. Sailors have reported seeing a massive pitch-black head slowly rise from the surface. No features, just darkness. The creature is said to reach heights of 33 feet, about 10 meters tall. Once it appears, destruction follows. The UMIBŌZU smashes ships into pieces. It drags sailors down into the depths, never to return. But the horror begins before anyone sees it. Strange things happen in the water first. Sailors describe a deep, sickening feeling in their stomachs. Something terrible is coming. They can sense it. This feeling was so powerful that some sailors refused to set out to sea at all. If they sensed the warning, they believed the UMIBŌZU was near. Therefore, they stayed on land. For them, calm waters meant certain death. Number 1. Cthulhu. Cthulhu is an ancient cosmic monster that sleeps deep beneath the ocean. He has the head of an octopus, the body of a dragon, and wings that block out the sky. But the most terrifying thing about him is this. When he wakes up, the world will end. That's the legend. But what if I told you someone actually captured this creature on camera? What if there's real footage of Cthulhu? It happened in the last place you'd expect, a quiet coastal town in Australia. On this particular day, something was wrong. A thick fog rolled in from the ocean, but this wasn't normal fog. The residents said they had never seen anything like it. One man grabbed his camera and started recording. He claims he captured the most ancient and terrifying monster, Cthulhu himself. Throughout the entire video, you can hear something, a deep roar. It comes from somewhere inside the fog. Then it appears, a shadow. It looks like a giant tentacle, similar to the Kraken. It moves near a building, but then something horrible happens. The building suddenly collapses with a loud crash. Therefore, many people now believe this footage is real proof. Others say it must be fake, but no one can explain what made that sound. No one can explain what destroyed that building. So what was hiding in that fog? Can you explain it? And have you ever seen something you couldn't explain? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear your story. Now click here for more creatures that might actually exist.